down a street urchin comes up to you and begs you for some coins.
Okay. I'll give him a small coin.
All right. He thanks you profusely, and as he takes you your coin, he slips you a piece of paper.
Okay. I'll read that.
Some of these Elvish kids and notes.
Like the
It's like an Elvish.
messaging backbone.
Hey, kids are like 45 years old and know.
That's how they text us around here.
That's right.
It says it just says the Red Sky Inn on it.
Red Sky Inn. Okay. I can read Elvish too. So, but is this in common or is it Elvish?
No, it's in Elvish.
Okay.
Nothing about the gnome's favorite table?
Red Sky Inn. Just says Red Sky Inn. Okay, so I'll head in that direction or try to find out where it is and then head in that direction.
Okay, so you arrive there, and you see these guys sitting at a table in the corner.
Oh, Nafisa, you're back.
Gentlemen,
Come join us.
who are our new friends?
We'll fill her in.
What's going on?
Okay. And then I'll fill you in on what just happened.
Well, perhaps we should stay together from now on.
Agreed.
Right, Crank?
Cheers!
I think Craig's passed out.
Spilling each other in squid. Can I make a perception check on the bar just to kind of, as I'm keeping an eye on things?
Sure.
Sure. Fucking 5.
Everything looks great.
+4.
Yeah, you don't see anything untoward occurring. Nothing unusual for a bar like this anyway.
Okay.
Sign says 2 for 1 drafts.
Ladies' night.
In that case, I'll take 4.
All right, so are we still with Lenora and
Yes.
these two guys? Okay.
Yep. She just said that she can give you
Help
her
us our memory. That's
Yeah.
right. That's where we left off. What would this entail? This is something you could do for us now while we're at the table, or?
Yes.
Well, I beg your forgiveness for responding to such a gracious and courteous act, but given our recent past and what's happened to us, I am somewhat skeptical, and I have to ask, is there any cost or side effects or residual effects to this procedure?
The magic itself is powerful but benign. Of course, I don't know what memories are
Well-
hidden from you and what they may,
Right.
what pain they may cause you.
Well, perhaps this is something
We'll
that
do
we...
Sounds good.
Would there be a... Should we do this at a
This guy
more,
would drop
in a
the-
more discreet location, or...
We can if you wish.
I'm not sure where that would be.
There are a number of Denmark safe houses that we can go to.
I suggest perhaps we do that. We should finish our drinks, and we can join you there. What?
Denver, I'm known for being
Arky,
good.
good to go.
In perhaps
they-
a slightly louder voice than he realizes.
Well, I guess I'll explain what I know about the order, which I assume, given what they do, that I would know.
It's a pretty secretive order, but they've been around a long time, so there's stuff written about them. And
But their whole reason for being is to go out and to find these very powerful and I'm sure in many cases very, very dangerous
yes,
items, and either secure them or destroy them, right?
They're
Exactly
not
right.
any sort of like religious order. Are they?
no,
Okay,
the
out of my way.
elves in general usually don't worship the 13 wizards because they believe that they predate them by the old gods, which they created the 13. So they don't.
They're pretentious.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. They see them mostly as, you know, something that the younger races worship. They don't deny their existence,
Right.
or anything, because obviously all the artifacts are as a result of the great wizards. So they, but
But I think, I mean, overall, you know, their purpose is a good one, and I think we can trust
I
her.
mean, you have occasionally read about, you know, collateral damage happening
Yeah.
from the attempted theft or destruction of these things.
But it's not intentional.
But it's, yeah,
Right.
as far as you can tell. I mean, there's varying opinions.
I would think that they might be overzealous at times in pursuing their goals, and that might lead them to make some bad choices. But
For
I think that you know, in this case, we should trust her.
They're only elves.
So we'll
We're all trustworthy.
we'll join her and. Did you have wounds that need to be tended to?
Yeah, I take
It's a little bit
I take a little bit. Yeah, I take a little bit of blood.
All our hair is blown back.
The wind blown.
Got your hair mussed. So we'll let her lead.
Of crab.
We'll let her lead. Now, but we haven't really. We've been introduced.
We're just hanging out and seeing what's going on because we don't really know what's going on, so we're just kind of.
Who are your friends?
I hired these two to watch over me. I thought it was best to not have any local entanglements for this matter right now.
So,
Introduce yourselves.
yes.
I'm Jalen Thunderbrow.
Thunderbrow. Yeah, he's got a big bow strapped to his back.
Yeah, give
Or I
it.
guess it's kind of a short bow.
Is it? Yeah, it's a
Or a crossbow, actually,
Crossbow.
Kind of give us a
I'm
description.
a fighter, neutral alignment human. I'm a
Tell us how you look.
Yeah.
Your appearance.
thick Viking.
Your line and stuff is all just you.
You're human?
A human, age 55, height 5'7", 160 pounds.
Grizzled warrior
Blue,
type.
blue eyes, pale skin, blonde hair. You know,
Yeah.
soldier.
All right. What about
What did
you?
you say your first name was?
Jalen.
Spell that.
Jalid.
All right.
Okay.
And
Neil?
I'm Banyan, cleric, half elf, neutral good. Sleek build.
Sleek, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Half elf.
He looks chaotic good to me.
Half elf.
Chaos clerics.
Neutral. Are you wearing armor, either of you?
Yes, I'm wearing what was that?
Just
half plate.
Studded leather.
Or you might have it stowed away. I mean, you might wear.
No, they're wearing their.
Oh, they're wearing their gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were hired to be bodyguards, essentially. So.
Half plate shield
I see.
with quarterstaff.
Well then, well met. You
Should I offer healing?
You can.
Yeah, I'll accept it.
it's good. Nice gesture for newcomers.
Now, what's the difference between the cantrip, a spell, or
You probably don't need much. I only need 2 hit points.
Yeah.
So
What was the
You
cantrip?
cast all the time.
if you can do it with the
Spells
cantrip,
use
use the
slot.
cantrip.
Yeah.
so I have mending. That should be enough, right?
Mending is not for people. I think.
Oh no, that's right. That's the items.
Stitch back together.
You know, I only have.
He fixes my shirt. The wound is still there.
He's a textile cleric.
Mend garment. Light mend garment.
Thanks.
I got the features and traits. I have blessed healer. Blessed.
Oh, right.
Oh no, that's when I heal somebody. I get points back too. So I guess the only thing I got is spell.
Jesus.
Yep.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds, yeah.
Cure wounds.
What the hell is a cantrip?
That's a spell. It's a very relatively low power spell that
Except for freaking.
they can basically cast at will, and doesn't count against their allotment of spells that they can have prepared.
Dinner's at 5. Golf is at 8. That was
So I guess I'll cast cure
told
wounds.
to inform you of that.
Okay.
Golf.
Oh, golf.
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 Yes.
In the morning?
I don't know what that means. What's that?
Cure wounds.
You're gonna cast your wounds? Okay. That's plenty. I think your
Yeah.
wisdom bonus alone is enough to
Is
heal
enough to
2
heal.
points.
Pass it on. Oh, the mission's out here.
Well, let's join this chick going to the safe house so we can get our memories back.
Did she know who it was? Who was following me? Maybe. That's an idea.
You ask her about it?
Yeah, I'll ask her about it.
Corin is not
There you go.
There's an elf. You're
Hey, how's he doing?
Did he swim?
Was he a cliff diver by any chance? You know, there's only 2 categories of cliff diver. There's grand champion and stuff on a rock.
So as you're walking to an undisclosed location, she says, I don't know specifically who that would have been, but it doesn't surprise me that you were attacked.
It doesn't surprise you?
It does not.
Sure surprised him.
The artifact that you carry is immensely valuable.
Sure, they're after the sword.
Really? How valuable?
That's great.
Didn't we leave him at the bar?
She said it's to the right person, it's priceless.
Yeah, who's this right person?
Yeah. Crank stumbles.
Rich. How rich?
More wealth than you can imagine.
I can imagine a lot.
Alright, so I'm back up to my
Yep.
hit points.
Yeah.
Who's this right person?
Well, there are any number of people that would desire the power it could give them.
What can you
If
tell us
the-
about this power?
Maybe we should. Are we en route?
Yeah.
Maybe we should wait till we get to the safe house
Yeah.
She says-
rather than talking about
This
this
is-
this ancient, evil,
Priceless.
priceless sword.
What you're
Evil priceless sword.
You mean one that the paladin's carrying? She says, I agree. And she takes you on a very circuitous route.
I suspect they've got wards and stuff on there. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, she leads you on a very circuitous route, and it's clearly attempting to lose
Shake off
anyone
anything.
or at least detect anybody who might be following you. Eventually, you make it to basically a elfin house on the edge of town that she ushers you inside, and it's just pretty typical looking home. It doesn't look like anybody lives here. It's a little bit dusty.
I assume it's not because well, it's not walled, the city, right? Or is it?
There are some ruins of walls, but
Oh.
it's
The whole island is a city, right?
basically
Or is
yeah.
it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it's got natural
Yeah.
defenses there.
But the whole island chain was once part of the mainland, and so there's plenty of ruins around when the cataclysm happened, basically.
Okay.
But there's no wall that would serve an actual defensive purpose.
Hey, is there wild magic in this? Are there areas of wild magic like there are in Forgotten Realms? Remember where they had where the gods came down as avatars, and there are areas that are like you
Oh,
try to
just like
cast a
constant
spell, it'll be like
magic.
that.
There are stories
weird
of such
stuff happens.
places,
Okay,
yes.
just curious.
Residual magic.
Yeah.
So, question: Why did they come to this city?
They were directed there by the smith to
Investigate the ambulance.
investigate the ambulance. Yeah.
And also if necessary repair the one that's damaged.
He had one that got broken.
It was broken by a dwarf who was, and speaking of which, coincidentally, seeing a lot of dwarfs here, dwarf attacked us.
Same kind of dwarfs?
Were they? Yeah.
Actually,
They were.
that should be your question.
Yeah.
What?
Are these the same kind of dwarves as?
As the one that attacked you in the other time? Yeah. It's the Durgar, the northern clan.
You tell us that now. Why didn't you say anything before?
Oh my god. Well, are those the like dark dwarves, like the equivalent of the drow?
Basically, yes. Although in this world
They're not all like evil.
Yeah, they're just sort of withdrawn.
Cartoonishly evil.
Yeah, the dwarves kind of split into two
Okay.
over clans, basically the southern dwarves and the northern dwarves.
But they're a little more like to themselves and
Right.
reclusive and
They're
stuff. Okay.
they don't like mixing with other races
Gotcha.
usually.
They're hardcore not black skinned.
No, there's sort of grayish pallor.
Oh yeah. All right. Safe house.
Safe house. Okay, so you get to the safe house. She arranges for you to sit around a kitchen table, basically.
Mm-hmm.
She rummages through her pouch.
Is anybody else here?
No. Not that you can see anyway.
And what is it? Like just like a kind of one room? No.
Yeah, it's just like
Area.
a typical house.
Yeah.
You're just
Hearth.
kind of in the main room. There's like one room off of here
Mhm.
that presumably is a bedroom.
Okay.
It's pallets and things like that in it, but
All right.
otherwise unremarkable.
Any indication others have been here recently?
Not so you can immediately tell. There seems to be a bit of dust everywhere, so it seems like it may not have been had
It's
anyone
used
here.
intermittently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Random brains sitting around.
Yeah.
Viscera. Walls.
Abattoir.
Hey, you guys ready to get your memories back?
Pulls out a big knife.
There's a wizard there. He's got 8 spells, and they're all like blade barriers.
You're out there spreading out the screen. Keep it.
All right.
All right, so she sets you all down at the table. She rummages in her pouch and brings out a looks like a pretty good sized ruby, and sets it in the middle of the table on a little.
Settle down.
And she says, "Everybody, please touch the ruby."
Okay.
All at once?
All at once, yeah.
Okay.
Including us?
No.
Reach out and touch the ruby.
We didn't lose our.
Yes.
Okay. She starts incantation that lasts a few minutes, and you all die.
Well, that was worth 13 years.
You realize you are the closest one to that balcony.
Just still tied to your chair when you scream.
Because Navissa can do that.
Yes.
We'll sit dice down with you and look down there, see what you rolled. Oh, I see you failed your save.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
So, after a moment, the ruby starts to glow a little bit, and you all are transported in your memories back to the Laughing Seagull Inn.
Find out what happened.
So, the
Need a flashback soundtrack.
so you are there, and you're standing with a elven woman. You're all kind of standing in the corner, and she is asking you to help her deliver some equipment to Kingsport. She says that she's purchased you all passage, that she will give you half the money when we get on board the ship, and the other half when we arrive in Kingsport. And so after you get all that straightened out, you all head out to the ship, and she asks you to just kind of, keep her in between all of you. She's wearing a cloak, so you can't really see her face or anything much about her. And she did tell you that she believes she's being followed, and that it's possible that we could be attacked on the way, even on the ship. Once you all you climb aboard, you meet Captain Errol, who takes you all on board, shows you around, gets the animals stowed below, and
Merchant's Destiny.
the Merchant's Destiny, yep, is the name of the ship. And he he shows you to your rooms. You all get put away and cast off. Shortly after you cast off, Simna gathers you all together in one of your rooms, and she has a big pouch, and she pulls out a bunch of the amulets that you wear. And she gives one to each of you, and she says that you must wear these at all times, and if you ever take them off, please get away from me as fast as you can. She says they are called Mai in AI, and they are protection amulets, and they will keep you safe as long as you wear them.
I am not safe.
You are not.
You're not safe.
Good thing she's not around.
Shortly after that, she asks you to follow her on deck, and she goes to a spot just behind the mainmast where she sits down and pulls out a vial of silver dust and draws a circle
It's our
and
girl.
a sigil on the deck. And she casts a very long ritual spell. Any of you that have Arcana could make a roll if you want. Actually, before you do that, please stand by.
Please stand by.
It was a 3.
I can back you up.
Before you make a roll. hold on.
Before you make a
Wait,
roll.
wait.
Nice.
Oh, these are old school elves?
What the?
I already have one.
Oh. Pre.
Oh,
That's why you want to know what our original was.
Yep.
I was like, why does that matter?
Okay, so it's pretty double-sided.
What's that? Yeah, you'll get one too. I'll have to
email it to you.
email it to you, yeah, real quick.
I'm a sailor. I'm a sailor. But we're making rolls for them?
Yes,
The
based
things
on
that
these
have already
scores.
happened? I guess this
Yes.
is understanding what happened.
Right.
Younger third level us. It's 2004 us.
Yeah. That's me.
Come on. What's my internet connection? Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty flaky.
It's working okay for Skype.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get it going. I ended up having to do a
Can't get,
windsock. I did a windsock reset. Old school.
yeah, I can't get the network information moving.
I still have no initiative.
Alas.
Moving kind of slow.
I'll send you yours in just a minute. In any case,
Said initiative.
make your Arcana rolls.
Oh, that's better. 14 plus 6. 20.
20. All right. She's casting kind kind of magic circle,
Mhm.
but it's exact. It's not something that you've seen before, and the size is immense. It covers the entire ship.
Mm.
It's a giant sphere that goes around the entire ship.
So she's a badass.
Yeah. After she completes, it takes several hours for this entire ritual to happen, and after she's done, she's clearly
She's awesome.
wiped out.
Yeah.
So she retires to her cabin.
Just keep closing. Mad respect.
A few weeks go by, as you basically read in the log. At one point, the Semna comes out occasionally, and she doesn't speak to you very often, unless you speak to her first. She is often looking east over the horizon, and she looks very troubled most of the time, and still quite weak and pale.
Is she wearing one of the amulets?
You don't know.
Okay.
She's always wearing this robe.
Yeah. Okay.
You could ask her, I suppose.
Well, I don't.
But
But she has a sword.
yes, she does have the black sword.
Ah.
Are we getting all our memories back? Do we remember how she came on us?
Yeah, she met you in the Laughing Seagull Tavern, where she hired you all.
Okay.
We had I guess responded to some. I mean,
Yeah,
how are
basically,
we?
essentially, she posted an ad
Yeah.
on the board in the
eBay.
yeah.
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Which you answered, and then you all met together in the
Craigslist.
Big B's flailing classifieds.
At one point, during the night, the two sailors attempt to steal some of the silver from
Yeah.
the sigil, and
These two sounds?
these two. No, it's not these two. He is Jonan, who is the first mate on the ship,
Oh.
and
Oh.
Captain Errol's
I'm
best
sorry.
friend. This is Tannen Hewer, who is the master rigger. So he's often up climbing.
Not
around.
related
When you
to
say-
their characters, though.
No.
That when you say that woman has the black sword, you mean like she's like wielding it, or she's just
No.
holding it?
She just has it in a scabbard. She keeps it on her person at all times.
As in a position to wield it, though.
Potentially, yeah. And she's got it kind of wrapped. I mean, it's in the scabbard all the time, and the hilt is wrapped in leather. So if you didn't already know what it was, you would just think it was kind of a fancy sword.
What if these amulets are protecting us from the sword?
Maybe.
Which means you probably should get that away from me.
Here,
So-
hold the sword.
Yeah, let me hold it. See what happens.
Yeah, he's gonna get all more of your ish on us.
Dare ya.
Hey, can I see that sword again?
Dare you to lick it.
Triple dog dare ya.
It's a gift.
So anyway, at one point in the night, these two sailors steal some of the silver.
Right.
Um,
Disrupt the spell.
yeah, the two wizards sort of immediately can tell when it happens, because you just kind of wake up and there's kind of this background hum that you can almost detect from it that's suddenly gone.
Oh, yeah.
And you can hear
Where's mine?
yeah, we might want to break for lunch here, but you might want to.
I mean, really.
I didn't say that.
What if that's tea?
That's even worse.
He's delivering a sandwich.
So you can.
Don't mind us.
So and shortly after that happens, you two are awake, and you can hear Sedna coming out of her room. And actually, you can too, because you guys are sharing a room.
Right.
And so you see her get up and kind of almost slumped over, walk out the door,
Mhm.
and follow her in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you go up on deck.
I don't know, is that what we did?
I know, it's a little weird.
Yeah. Where's Corin?
He's
He's,
there.
he's, yeah,
He's hanging out.
Yeah.
he's being,
Conspicuously mute.
you know,
Yep.
stoic silence.
Right. But at this point, you still don't know each other that well. I mean, you've been together a couple weeks.
Right, budget.
So she just goes back up on deck, and you know it's the middle of the night. So she sits. She looks at the sigil, and just kind of sits back down, kind of reforms the sigil, and gets some more of her silver powder to replace it. And she starts her incantation again. And she doesn't move till, you know, many hours later. But before that, morning comes and Captain Arrow comes out, and he, you know, finds out what happened, and he takes the two sailors that, not these two, but the other two. Although you're being the first mate is one of the ones involved here, and he instructs you to throw him in the brig. One of the two sailors seems he's acting a lot crazier than normal. He's kind of known for being a little, you know, little off the weirdo-ness but chart, but it seems more dangerous now that he's kind of issuing threats and things like that.
He's gone from Nick Cage to Ted Kaczynski.
Right. So you take him down below and throw him in the brig. And then later on that day, you feel the medic circle come back. And she asks one of you, Semna is sitting on the ground, and she asks one of you to help her back to her cabin. She seems barely conscious and can't move. So you take her back and put her back in her bed, and she just immediately passes out. Over the next week or so, she doesn't leave her cabin at all. You come and go in the cabin, and she's just in her bed. She doesn't wake up.
She's eating and drinking.
What's that?
Is she eating and drinking?
Nope. You notice over the course of the next couple of weeks that there's storms and stuff in the east, and they seem to be getting closer and closer. Most of the sailors notice it too, and are remarking how unusual it is.
East is the way where we were coming from, or
No, it's the way where she was
we're
living.
going towards.
You're going east. I meant west. Sorry, from the west
Oh.
is the where you're going. Wait a minute. No, from the east. You're going west, so the clouds are
Oh,
following.
She kept on looking.
But she was always looking east.
She's
Yeah.
looking behind us. All.
And then one night, as you go to bed, you hear shouting on deck and yelling and screaming. So you guys, being the sailors, are first on deck, and you can see several of the other men fighting with. You can't quite tell what it is in the dark, but they're short creatures of some kind. They're not human, whatever they are, and they're just attacking the sailors. And most of the sailors are trying to run away. Some of them have weapons out and are trying to fight. But you see, there's about 6 of them now. And as you react, you can see more of them climbing over the sides of the ship, more and more all the time.
We had, what was it? Were we attacked by, what was it, like Sahagwins or something like that? Or like, what are they called?
Oh, on the island,
Yeah, some kind of
yeah,
a humanoid sea.
yeah. These are not them.
These are not them. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So we sound an alarm.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bell. You can ding, 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 ding. And that wakes the rest of you up, and you all come up on deck and find these little creatures. They're about gnome size,
Mm-hmm.
but they're clearly not gnomes. They have, you know, a mouthful of very sharp teeth, and they are just attacking and biting. They don't look aquatic in any way,
Oh.
so you're not quite sure how they got on board. But everybody, roll for initiative.
They're clambering over the side.
Yep.
15 plus 2. 10.
10. Plus 3.
4.
Hey,
Plus
it's
2.
gonna be like mine. 15. Woo!
6.
6.
Just use a 20-sided.
That's a 20 sided.
20-sided.
That's a 12.
That's true for you too, Crank. You have to use a 20-sided if you didn't know that.
Well,
3. That was even worse. 3, but I get
initiative plus 3.
4 plus 5, 9.
Okay, so who got the lowest?
probably me. I got 3, but I don't know. Oh, I got
3
plus
plus
1.
4. Okay. And who's next?
I got 4 plus 2, so 6.
6.
I got 9 total.
Me too.
Okay.
Got 13.
17.
I got 15.
The good thing is we know we don't die.
Yeah.
All out, baby.
Nib and Crank. And then who was after? You guys had 9?
Yeah.
You said who was after 9?
I had 15.
Yeah, it's 15.
I have 13.
I had 13, 15, and I have 17.
You had 15, you said? And then
17.
Fastest. That's sickle.
That's right. Civil power.
Rusty old sickle.